You're listening to the Connecticut Real Estate Edge podcast, your source for tips and tricks on building wealth through real estate in Connecticut. You will get the best techniques from leading local experts in real estate and lending. Now, here's your host, Robert Weinberg.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about getting financial gifts when buying a home. The reason this is an opportune topic right now is because the housing market is hotter than ever. There's less properties for sale and there's more home buyers. Supply and demand's in full effect. So any and everything you can do as a buyer to get into a better financial position is going to strengthen your ability to buy a home. These financial gifts, as we'll be discussing, can bridge that gap. There have been several clients I've had just over the last few months that have used these financial gifts in circumstances where they couldn't buy a home without it. So I want to explain to you a little bit about financial gifts, the information and documentation you'll need, and exactly what to expect when utilizing these gifts during your home buying process. Now let's talk about what financial gifts can be used for. So when you're buying a home, there's different parts of the transaction that require funds. Up front, you're going to need to put down an earnest money deposit, pay for home inspections, appraisals. Then at the closing, you're going to need to put the rest of your down payment, pay your closing costs, etc. So gift funds can be used for any and all of this, and that's why they're great. I've had clients that have bought homes with literally zero of their own money, with all of the funds that they need coming from a gift. So some people have the down payment, but they need a gift for closing costs. Other people have enough for closing costs and need money for down payment. Other people don't have money for any. And in order for them to be able to buy a home, in most cases, they're going to need that financial gift to bridge the gap. So the significance of this is that it's allowing people that are sometimes either unable or unwilling to do what it takes to buy homes from a saving standpoint, and allows them to purchase those properties. Now, the benefits of receiving the gift is that you're going to have more purchasing power. In today's market, the more purchasing power you have, the better, because homes are going for way over asking price in a lot of areas. People are having to stretch their home buying budget more than they've ever had to before. The other thing is that the more money you put down on a home today, the less that mortgage payment is going to be. And with the increase in interest rates, it's become a really good scenario for a lot of people to put a higher down payment and make that mortgage more affordable, make that mortgage a lower part of their budget every month so that they're not cash strapped and so that they're not cash poor. Okay? So who can provide gifts? Let's talk about the different sources of gifts, and let's talk about who can and cannot give them. So the main sources of gifts are going to be family members and friends, but there are circumstances where employers and nonprofit organizations can give gifts as well. The main ones I see, though, are going to be blood relatives like aunts, uncles, brother, sister, grandparents, parents, that sort of thing. And then friends. I've also had a lot of engaged couples, fiance, that sort of thing, be able to get and give gifts in the home buying process. So what you're going to want to do is check with your loan officer to make sure that whoever is going to be giving you the gift is going to be an eligible donor. When you're getting gifts from friends specifically or a fiance, understand that there's likely going to be additional scrutiny given to that gift donor. You're going to have to prove a real, honest relationship with that person in order to get a gift from them. They have to have a vested interest in your life. So how do you do that in the case of a friend? Well, I've done it several times with my clients, and how we do this is we show the relationship through documentation. Social media friendships are allowed, and I've used these with underwriting before to show the relationship. If we can show, for example, that you've been friends with them on Facebook for 10 years, that goes a long way to showing that vested interest in their lives, okay? The other thing is photos together. I've used quite a few times a detailed letter with attached photos of you with the person that's giving you the gift donor, and that can also help show that vested interest in each other's life. That's the main thing that you need to be aware of when you're getting a gift from from a friend, is that you're going to have that additional scrutiny. You're going to need to document that real relationship, okay? Restrictions on getting gifts. Well, gifts are mainly going to be used for primary home and second home transactions. So some people do ask about getting a gift for investment properties. However, most investment property loans, and specifically conventional investment property loans, do not allow any gift funds whatsoever. There may be some creative solutions to that if you plan ahead, but as far as gift funds during the process, it's an absolute no on conventional loans for investment properties. Now, non-QM or non-qualified mortgages do have some different guidelines and some loopholes where you may be able to use gifts for investment properties, but only with those particular programs, not conventional loans, which what our majority of people are going to be using to purchase properties now, okay? Now let's talk about concerns with gifts. One of the biggest concerns that I hear specifically from people that are going to be giving a gift to somebody is that they're worried about gift tax. They're worried about the tax implications of giving a gift, okay? So what I'm talking about is if someone's giving you a gift, they are concerned that they're going to be taxed on that and it's going to have a negative tax implication. I'm not a tax advisor. I don't have licensing or any sort of professional experience in tax consulting, but I can tell you that from my experience, there's absolutely no taxable event by somebody giving you a gift. And also, the gift generally falls under the lifetime gift exemption through the IRS, which is many, many millions of dollars. So if the person that's giving you a gift has not met that lifetime gift exemption, then the gift should not be taxable at all. There should be no tax implication. What you're going to want to do, though, is you're going to want to reach out to your tax advisor, or I should say the gift donor's tax advisor or tax consultant, to be sure that there's not going to be any tax implication or tax change based on them giving a gift. Again, from my experience, I've never heard of any sort of tax repercussion from giving or receiving a gift. Now, navigating the gift funds during the process. One of the biggest pieces of this gift puzzle is during the process, getting the funds from the gift donor over to you, the home buyer, or your attorney. So what we want to talk about here is the strategies on how to properly document and disclose gift funds. So once you make your loan officer or processor aware that you're getting a gift during the process, we're going to notate that into the loan application as an asset. We're going to show it as a gift, as one of your assets. Now, even though that money hasn't necessarily gone to you yet, we want to show the underwriter that you have it. We're going to validate that gift by having a gift letter completed. That gift letter is something that your loan officer or processor will prepare. It's generally just one page, very simple. It's going to state the property that you're buying, the amount of the gift, the relationship that you have with the person giving the gift, the source of the gift, like checking, savings, and that there's no repayment required. It's not a loan, it's a gift. There cannot be any repayment required for it to meet the gift guideline. You're going to sign that gift letter. Your gift donor is going to also sign that gift letter, and then that will be given to the underwriter as part of the loan conditions during the process. Now, that will, again, notate the relationship that you have with the gift donor. So if there's any additional documentation needed, they'll ask you for it at that time. Otherwise, they'll just take it as the gospel when they receive that letter. So transferring the money. A lot of people think that you have to have the gift funds transferred prior to closing, and that's not true. A little trick that I use with a lot of my clients is we don't have the gift funds transferred up until a day or two before the closing, and we have the gift funds transferred directly to the attorney or the closing agent that's doing that closing so that the money goes directly from the gift donor to the closing agent. The reason why it's attractive to do it that way is because there's less paperwork. By having the money transferred directly from the donor to the closing agent, we'll just get proof that they've received the funds on the closing agent end, and that should take care of the proof of funds. Now, if you're getting a government-backed loan, for example, FHA, then we have to also show that the gift donor has the funds available. So we're going to need to show a recent bank statement or a history of their account to show that they have the funds available for that loan. It's called, proof of ability or ability to give. Okay. There may be challenges that you have around some of the topics that we're talking about, whether it be the type of person that's giving you a gift, your relationship with them, or how they're transferring a gift. So just make sure that you discuss it with your loan officer or processor, while it's going on during the process, so you can make sure that everything adheres to the specific guidelines of the loan that you're getting. Okay. If you have a gift transferred prior to closing to your bank account, then just be prepared to show that the money's been sent to you from the gift donor. We're going to need a copy of the wire transfer or check that they gave you. We're also going to need proof that the money is in your bank account, like an updated bank statement, to show the funds received as well as how much money is remaining. Okay. Now, I want to start wrapping up here by talking to you about some real life examples and success stories of people that have used gifts recently, people right from my client base. So I had a client living in Southbury, Connecticut back earlier this year, and they had a $400,000 property and it was almost paid off. They'd lived there about 10 years, paid down the mortgage aggressively. They were trying to sell that property and upgrade to a $1 million home in Middlebury. So quite a differential going from a $400,000 house to a $1 million house. They did have $100,000 or so saved, but not enough to get up to their dream home. So what they did was went to the in-laws and asked for a portion of their inheritance prior. So they actually got a few $100,000 given to them for that purchase as an early inheritance. And I'm seeing that more and more, especially in a case where it's a substantial amount. In some cases, people would rather see you enjoy the money while they're living than give it to you after. So that's one scenario that allowed a family to move up to their dream home by utilizing a gift. Another scenario that comes to mind was mid last year, I had a client come to me I'd been working with for a while, and they finally found the right house, but it was way over their price range. They were pre-approved for like $250, and this house was going to be around $350, but it was perfect for them. It was exactly what they wanted, had all the bells and whistles, and they wanted to make it happen. Well, they didn't have enough saved. They barely had enough for their minimum down and closing on the original pre-approval amount, let alone this new bigger home. So what this lady did was she went to her sister, who was very wealthy and had a lot of financial resources. She explained what was going on to her sister, and her sister went ahead and gave her a gift of a substantial six-figure sum so she could afford the home. So she was able to put a huge additional down payment, which made her mortgage payment very, very low compared to the home that she was buying. With tax, insurance, everything, it was substantially less than it would have been otherwise. So she was able to bridge the gap between what she was pre-approved for and what she actually wanted and what she really needed for her and her daughter to live comfortably. This gift was the way that it was made to happen. And she walked into that home with a substantial amount of equity. So I hope you're starting to see the positive impact that gifts can really have on the home buying journey and the experience of buying a home, especially for people that are of limited financial resources, especially for people that maybe have lower income, haven't really had the ability to save. These gifts can be that gap. So why are gifts so opportune right now? Or I should more say, why are they happening so much more right now than before? And it's really because of the run up in home prices. Home prices are up so much more than income that we need bigger down payments to qualify now, especially with the higher interest rates. In order to get that payment comfortable, we need more upfront, more money up front, right? Gifts are that gap, as we're talking about. The reason why people are able to give gifts now is because we've seen this huge run up in the stock market, over the last several years. recently hitting and just coming off all-time highs, we've seen this huge run up in real estate, right, over the last several years. And a lot of baby boomers, a lot of people from the older generation now, they've sold homes, they've tapped equity, they've cashed out investments, and they're sitting on a lot more money now than they were a couple years ago. So that money can just be burning a hole or just earning them some interest in a savings account, or they can go and gift that money to family, to friends, to people that need it more and that they'd like to see enjoy it. So that's why I'm seeing a lot of these gifts being given more and more. It's almost becoming normal now to get a gift as part of the home buying process. And it's something that I want everyone to embrace. If you're a real estate professional working with buyers, find out if there's gift resources available to them. If you're a first-time or move-up buyer and you need that gift to bridge the gap, start planting seeds with your family now. Start talking to people that may have the resources to help you so you can discuss that with them and let them know that you may need this assistance. See what's available to you. If you don't ask, you'll definitely get a no. That's for sure. So I hope that our episode today has really given you a lot of insight into financial gifts during the home buying process, how they play in and how they can make your home buying experience a lot better, a lot smoother. Okay. I am available to you for resources. I'm available to you as a listener of the podcast for support. I do put these one-on-one home buying plans together and strategies together for my clients, even going out several years. So even if you think you're a year, 2, 3 years away, let's have a conversation. Let's see if maybe there's a cohesiveness and we can put you on the right path. If you're someone who's ready to get in the market right away and you just need a little bit of push, or you need to just get over that hump to make your home buying dreams a reality, we can get you started right away as well. So I hope I've given you the insight. I hope I've given you the motivation. And if anyone else you know can utilize this information, please share it with others. As always, I hope it helps, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care now.
Thanks for listening. If you have questions about the information we've covered or would like to discuss mortgage financing for your situation, you can reach Robert Weinberg by visiting www.robgw.com.